Hi everyone, I'm here again to continue the study material part 47. Developing strategy, truth internal analysis, learning objectives. 1. Learn about internal analysis. 2. Understand resources, capabilities, and core competences. 3. See how to evaluate resources, capabilities, and core competences using VRIO analysis. In this section, you will learn about some of the basic internal inputs of strategy formulations, starting with the organization thoughts and weaknesses. We will focus on the three aspects of internal analysis here. Truth, you recognized that this should be complemented by external analysis well. There is no correct order in which to do internal and external analysis, and the process is likely to be you might do some internal analysis that suggests the need for other external analysis, or vice versa. For the internal environment, it is best to start with an assessment of resources and capabilities and then work your way into the identifications of core competences using VRIO analysis. Internal analysis. By exposing internal resources and capabilities and meeting the demanding standard of global competitions, firms create value for customers. 1. Value is measured by products' performance characteristic and by its attributes for which customers are willing to pay. Number 2. Those particular bundles of resources and capabilities that provide unique advantages to the firm are considered core competences. Number 3. Core competences are resources and capabilities that serve as a source of firm's competitive advantage over rivals. Core competences distinguish a company as personality. Core competences emerge over time through an organizational process of accumulating and learning how to deploy. As the capacity to take action, core competencies are crown jewels of a company that activities the company perform especially well compared with competitors and truth with the firms add unique value to its goods or services over a long period of time. 4. Sometimes consistency and predictability provide value to customer, such as the type of value Walgreens drugstore provides. As a Fortune magazine writer note, do you realize that from 1975 to today, Walgreens beat Intel? It beat Intel nearly 2 to 1, GE almost 5 to 1. It beats 3 million Coke, Boeing, Motorola 5. Walgreens was able to do this by using its core competencies to offer value desired by its target customer groups. Instead of responding to the trends of the day during the internet scare of 1998 and 1999, when slogans of change or die were all but graffitied on the subway, Walgreens obstinately stuck to its corporate credo of crawl, walk, run. Its refusal to act until I totally understood the implication of e-commerce was deeply unfashionable, but Walgreens is the epitome of inner-directed company. Number 6. The inner-directed company create value by focusing on the unique capabilities it has built, nurtured, and continues to improve across the time. During the past several decades, the strategic management process was concerned largely with understanding the characteristic of the industry in which the firm should position itself relative to competitors. This emphasizes on industry characteristic and competitive strategy may have understated the role of the firm's resources and capabilities in developing competitive advantage. In the current competitive landscape, core competencies in combination with product market positions are the firm's most important source of competitive advantage. 7. The core competencies of a firm, in addition to each analysis of each general industry and competitors' environment, should drive its selection of strategists, as Clayton Christensen notes. Successful strategists need to cultivate a deep understanding of the processes of the factors that undergird each advantage. Only this will they be able to see when all advantages are poised to disappear and how new advantage can be built in their stead. Number 8. By drawing on internal analysis and emphasizing core competencies when formulating strategized, companies learn to compete primarily on the basis of firm-specific differences, but they must be aware of how things are changing as well. Resources and capabilities. Resources brought in a scope. Resources covered a spectrum of individuals, social, and organizational phenomena. Number 9. Typical resources alone do not yield a competitive advantage. Number 10. In fact, the core competencies that yield a competitive advantage are created unique bonding of several resources. Number 11. For example, has combined service and distribution resources to develop its competitive advantage. The firm started as an online book seller directly shipping orders to customers. It quickly grew large and established a distribution network through which it could ship millions of different items to millions of different customers. Compared with Amazon's use of combined resources, traditional bricks and mortar companies such as Toys R Us and Borders found it hard to establish an effective online presence. These difficulties led them to develop partnerships with Amazon. Through this arrangement, Amazon now handles online presence and shipping of goods for several firms, including Toys R Us and Borders, which now can focus on sales in their stores. Arrangements such as these are useful to the bricks and mortar companies because they are not accustomed to shipping so much diverse merchandise directly to individuals. Number 12. Some of firms' resources are tangible while others are intangible. Tangible resources are assets that can be seen, and equipment, manufacturing plants, and formal reporting structures are examples of tangible resources. Intangible resources typically include assets that are rooted deeply in the firm's history and have accumulated over time. Because they are embedded in the unique patterns of routines, intangible resources are relatively difficult for competitors to analyze and imitate. Knowledge trust between managers and employers, ideas, the capacity for innovations, managerial capabilities, organizational routines, the unique ways people work together, scientific capabilities and the firm's reputation for its goods or services, and how it interacts with people, such as employees, customers, and suppliers are all examples of intangible resources. 13. The fourth type of tangible resources are financial, organizational, physical, and technological. The three types of intangible resources are human, innovation, and reputational. As a manager or entrepreneur, you will be challenged to understand fully strategic value of your firm's tangible and intangible resources. The strategic value of resources is value of resources indicate by the degree to which they can contribute to the development of core competencies and ultimate competitive advantage. For example, as a tangible resources and distribution, facility is assigned a monetary value on the firm's balance sheet. The real value of facility, however, is grounded in a variety of factors, such as its proximity to raw materials and customers, but also in intangible factors such as the manner in which workers integrate their action internally and with other stakeholders such as suppliers and customers. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Please continue for the next part of study materials. Subscribe Kiran channel.